Hi guys, today's lesson is over adding integers with algebra tiles, all right? And just as a refresher here, integers are whole numbers and their opposites. You learned that in a previous video over types of numbers. Again, will just be a strategy that you might use to add integers. Using tiles give you more of a visual. All right, let's take a look at these tiles here. We have two tiles here. The first one you see on the left, we're going to call it a one tile or a unit tile. Why? Because each side represents 1, and we're going to name it by its area. So 1 times 1 gives us 1, okay? If I were to flip this tile over, I see that now it is the color red. And we're just going to call the red side negative, okay? And so in this case, if I just see one red tile, that is represented there as -1, all right? Important to know, and again, if you need to jot these down here and pause it or go back and understand what I was saying earlier, please do so. All right, if we look right here, important that we also understand that 1 plus -1 makes 0, all right, or makes what we call a zero pair, and here's what we're talking about. If I were to add these two tiles together, if I were to put these together, I have a positive and a negative. +1 plus -1, they would make 0, make what's called a zero pair. Okay? Again, if you need to pause and write that down, please do so. Let's take a look at our first example of how this works here. We have 4 plus 5, and I know you guys all know that the answer is 9, and you could probably do that without tiles. But it will help you on later for some of you who are more visual learners here as to why this works. All right, so if we have 4 tiles, if we start out with 4 tiles, all right, and again, I'm starting out here with 4 blue tiles, and I want to add now 5 blue tiles. I'm just going to count up then how many tiles I have here. I have 4 blue, and now I'm in the process of adding 5 blue. And what do you see right here? If we were to count up, if you were to add this pile of the 4 blue with this pile of the 5 blue, I'd see altogether that I would have 9 tiles. Okay? All right. There's the first example. Let's take a look at the next example that we have here. Next example that we have. All right? We have -4 plus 8. And we say, that equals 4. And again, some of you might be able to do that right off the top of your head there, all right? But again, to show you why that is true, I'm going to start with 4 red this time. Why? Because it tells me my first number here is -4, and we know that the red side is negative. So I have to have 4 of the red tiles here, okay? And then I'm going to add 8. And my 8 is going to be the blue tiles here. So I'm going to add on 8 here of the blue tiles. So it tells me I need to add +8. All right, so now let's see how do we get our answer of 4? Well, if you remember at the very beginning of the video, we said that positive with a negative made 0. So if this is the case, I see -1, +1, I can remove these here. Why? Because they make 0. Okay, and now I'm just going to do that with the rest of the tiles that make 0. So I see again, -1, +1 makes 0. Here's another pair that makes 0, -1, +1. -1, +1 makes 0. And what I have left now is my answer. So I see that there are 4 tiles left, and +4 is my answer. Okay? All right, let's take a look at another example. This time with all red tiles here. You can see here I need to start with -3 or with 3 red tiles. And I have the problem here, -3 plus -2. And again, I've shown you the answer because some of you will be able to do this right away. Others of you might need a visual as to why this works here. And so now I've added here 2 negatives. So I started with -3, and now I'm going to add -2. Okay, I can't make any zero pairs, so I just have to add together the -3 with the -2, And I see now I have 5 tiles that are red. Therefore, my answer is going to be -5. Answer is going to be -5. Okay, this was just, again, a strategy to add integers together here. If you need to go back and rewind it or jot some notes down, please do so. Thank you.